It probably does some people. I mean, Sweden did have a high suicide rate. I don't think I don't think it's as it used to be. I think
what's changed?
You know, believe it or not, and this is just my opinion, I think foreigners changed it.
Now, did that bring the number down or just bring it down proportionately?
I don't know the actual figures, but I think...
What was your theory, Rob?
My theory is that since there have been an influx of immigrants into Sweden, it sort of changed people's lifestyles, you know, different attitudes, different ways of thinking.
Yeah, and, but has it not just made them proportionately more foreign, therefore the statistics would reflect a foreign country?
I don't think that the foreigners or the immigrants in Sweden are that high. No.
You think they've had an influence just by their presence?
Just by their presence, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, by their presence, I mean they've opened businesses.
Yeah.
They are very active in society there.
You think they've
very noticeable?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they probably have brought a lot of change to the country.
Do you think the diversification has been a benefit? Diversity is our strength, as they say.
Yes, we are stronger united, as they say.
Has there been any drawback to the influx of immigrants?
Yeah, I mean the drawback, and I think it's probably similar here as well in the UK, is that segregation.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, there's not. I mean, people preach integration, but really what's happening is a lot of segregation.
Oh, wow.
So maybe foreigners are not getting the same opportunities as an English person would have, and they're classed as second-class citizens. And what do you think, with the recent elections and Tories winning and the people who would have voted for Britain First and right-wing politicians, etc., they all shifted towards voting for the Tories, right? Pretty much.
Not only them.
Pretty much. I mean, the Tories got the right-wing vote too.
The Tories won.
Yeah, they got the right-wing vote too, because there was no other place to put it.
Yeah, I mean, the Tories are quite right-wing anyway.
Yeah, so the real right-wing, the far right, they voted for the Tories too.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, but the gains...
Because didn't Nigel Farage encourage everyone to vote for Tories?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, he was.
But the major gains the Tories made was from Labour. I mean, UKIP have never had an MP anyway. They've never managed to get one. They've got, as much as they hate Europe, the only place they could get elected was Europe. There were MEPs, members of the European Parliament. Because of the first past the post system, you need to be the largest party in a constituency in order to elect an MP, and they never managed to do that at local level.
Right. I mean, they got battered basically.
Who?
Labour Party.
Yeah.
Smashed to bits.
It's a bad day for Labour.
Bad day, and it's gonna.
Bad day at the office.
It's gonna be, pretty tough to recover from as well. Not easy to recover from.
Yeah.
So anyway, what I was gonna get at was, what do you think now? Where do you think this whole thing? Where do second-class citizens stand now in this country? Immigrants, foreigners.
Are they second-class citizens?
Yes.
Why is that?
I mean, would they be classed as first-class citizens? Do they really have the same rights? Same opportunities, maybe?
By law, they
have the same rights, but do they get the same opportunities?
What about women? Are women second-class? By law, women need to be paid the same amount for doing the same job as a man. Yeah. But women will still.
That's one thing I don't really understand. Western society is always going on about how Eastern cultures and Eastern societies treat their women.
Yeah.
So why are they not paying females the same job?
By law, they are. In practice, they're not.
It's not happening.
Do you think women are second-class citizens in the UK? Do you think a woman is right to feel that way?
I think, just as they say, women in Eastern cultures are oppressed or don't have freedoms, etc. I believe that women here in the UK or in Europe or the West, they are just as much being discriminated against in other ways.
Do you believe women have a hard time in every culture?
Women have a tough time in every culture, yeah. I mean, the reason is that people don't really, like you said, follow the laws, really.
Okay.
You know? If they follow the laws, it would be equal.
Well, some people say that the gender pay gap is to do with the choices women make and the type of career that they tend to choose, and
such as
the jobs that they go into.
Such as,
well, men go more to the STEM careers, and women go more for. And we're stereotyping here, but generally you'll find more women in teaching, you'll find more women in teaching in primary schools, more males teaching in secondary schools. There are patterns of behaviour that are reflected in the population. That might be due to expectations.
Or maybe females, they choose to work in primary schools or nurseries because they have that more of that nurturing aspect. They like to be around younger children.
It could well be. So it's just interesting when you talk about.
It's like in the East, women are seen as oppressed. They don't have any rights. They can't speak. They can't do anything. And in the East, they're more. They're objectified. Like they're more. How can you say? Seen as objects, rather than
East or the West.
In the West.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the East, they are seen as more. What can you say? I don't know. Put to the side. Can't think of the right word.
Women have a hard time everywhere in different ways, and it's always easier to notice it in the other culture because we're used to our culture, and our culture, whatever it might be, feels normal. The one that feels strange, we notice the faults in that culture, and we don't notice the ones.
So we're not really that accepting of each other. No. I mean, the thing is, if you start tolerating each other, being more accepting, maybe there will be less problems. But the problem is you've got cultures thinking that they're better than each other. Then, you know.
Do you think some cultures are better than others?
I mean, if you look at certain cultures where violence is low, rape is low, criminality is low, employment is high, health rate is high. I might be thinking of a dream culture here. Maybe it's
which culture?
Exactly,
is that?
exactly. What culture am I thinking of? You know, because going back to that, you know, they're not really following any. They're not following the rules, are they?
Who?
We could say for the Islamic society, for example.
For example.
Which
society has the lowest crime rate?
The lowest society. What do you think? I don't know. What would you say? Scandinavian societies?
If I had to guess, my guess might be Japan, but I could be way off. I don't know.
You think so?
That'd be my guess.
I mean, Japan did trigger, what was it, World War II? What?
Well, Japan were allied with the Germans in World War II. If you look at Japan and Germany since World War II, they have excelled in engineering. They produce the best cars. I'm in a Japanese car now. German cars are...
Create the most jobs, maybe?
Well, they were forbidden from militarizing. Those two countries were not allowed to have armies after the Second World War. So they put all their effort, all their engineering and hard work went into industry, making the best cars, making the best gadgets, while other countries were trying to prepare for war. Russia and the West were trying to prepare to annihilate each other and become good at war. Japan and Germany became good at everything else. So it shows you what you can do if you put all that energy into something else.
Yeah, into something else. So I think about war all the time. Yeah.
So in a way, defeat in the Second World War helped.
I mean, maybe the UK and America, they pump the majority of their wealth into the military anyway.